Yes. Hello? Hello? Welcome, guys, and welcome to the first part of the first series of the Educational Fitness hosted by WilPower. And Fred will be joining us, marathoner, ultra marathoner, strength guy, you know the deal. So today we'll be covering the upper body, and we're doing it a little bit differently. It's not just a class, right? So, well, you're going to be just following along and trying to do everything. We'll put a sample workout at the end, and so you can try it on your own. But basically, we're going to work from the exercises that we think should be worked on for you to get a better workout, right? So nothing of the crazy stuff. As the series goes on, we'll see how we can put everything together. But today we'll be covering just the upper body. So we'll start out with like a little warm-up and a little assessment of the client. In this case, will be Fred. And this is something that you need to establish before you start any exercise regimen, right? So what's your goal? Your goal is to bulk up, to trim down, to fix a certain problem that you have. Maybe you have a bad shoulder from a past injury or something like that. So we got to work from there. But let's start with a quick warm-up, like, for example, just with jumping jacks, just to get the upper body warmed up. So let's go, Fred. We'll be doing some jumping jacks real quick as we talk. So again, very important to say and remember, at any point that you feel a little bit of discomfort, that means you might need to slow it down, do less reps, or even skip that exercise totally. So in this case, we'll be taking Fred as an example. So if I see any compensation and anything that he's doing, we'll break it down and kind of show you what to do from it, right? Good warm-up to start off with is obviously the jumping jacks, but also plank position. So we're going to go into a plank position and touch the alternating shoulders, all right? So we'll be in this position, like so, and then touch here and here. Go for it, Fred. All right, there we go. So there we go. So actually give me a side view, Fred. So give me a little bit more right there so they can see you. Perfect, right? So you're touching his shoulders. Good. So for what I can see, he's doing it pretty well, right? But he has a little bit of compensation here, right? Something for previous injury. So he was kind of like a little bit like this. So you kind of want to modify that a little bit by slowing it down and maybe have him do just the right side. There we go, just the right side. Good. So that's a good way to kind of work it and balance it at the same time. So we'll go for 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and jumping jacks. Again, we'll do one more set of these. Again, we're not trying to give him a workout. We're not trying to make you go all out. I want you to really break it down and see what you need to do to get better at your exercise. So activation is the key, activating the muscles. So you're just not just constantly just doing something and not thinking, right? You gotta be aware of what muscles you're using. So another thing that we have to talk about is, like in anything, this series is about the upper body, but doesn't mean we're not using our core, we're not using our legs, anything like that. So it's multifunctional, right? Muscles just don't work by themselves. It's a kinetic chain. Everything works together, right? So we're gonna have to do the plank again. And again, he has a perfect plank because he's not sinking down. So we'll check it. This time we'll do alternating, all right? He's doing a little bit better, but now he's aware of it, so he's going to automatically try to adjust. So another thing, you don't want to swing back and forth too much. You want to tighten up your core a little bit, and that's going to make you activate your core and your shoulders a little bit better, right? You're a little more conscious. You can see his head is aligned with his spine, which is excellent. So we've been working with Fred for a while, so these are some of the things that we worked on from the get-go. So we'll do 10 more, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're gonna give him a little rest. We're gonna let him take some water. So again, from here, little warm up, a little dynamic, right? You can go into jumping jacks, you can do the plank, the activating with the alternating touches, right? We'll go into a little bit more of the military plank. We'll be going up and down, and that'll lead us to the push-up, okay? So again, a little more functional movement to kind of warm up, and then we'll get into a little more of the muscle building and strength exercise. Again, we're not using any weights for right now. When we get to that area, I'll explain why we're doing that, okay? So he's gonna do the military, I'll show it first, right? Military plank, basically, you start in this position, down, down, up, up, down, down, then the other side, up, okay? Again, I'm focusing a lot on my core, not letting my hips hinge down, activating the shoulders, chest, triceps, okay? Slow it down in the beginning, all right? So we're gonna be going a little bit slow and then work our way. Somebody more advanced, go a little bit faster, obviously, right? So let's go. As long as you keep in the right form, which is to keep those hips parallel to the floor. There we go. Good. Another key component, we're stressing the body so that automatically the body wants to kind of contract and hold. That also leads to the breathing, right? So make sure that you're breathing in and out, all right? So we'll do a few more. I don't want to get too tired. So as you're going up, breathe out. As you're going down, breathe in. So you're getting that diaphragmatic movement. No. All right, take a little break, shake it out. Again, all these exercises you're supposed to be doing like 2 to 3 sets of each. 15 reps in the beginning to get your muscle endurance going, right? If you want to bulk up a little bit more, obviously you do less and have something of a heavier resistance, right? So that is going to lead us to the push-up, right? So his plank was perfect. His core activation was great. He wasn't swinging back and forth. He wasn't letting the hips go forward. So now let's check his push-ups, all right? So again, concentrate. Before you even do it, you have to concentrate on the major muscle, which is your chest, right? Then your shoulders are secondary, then your triceps. But they're working together. And again, your core and your legs are working as well. So look back a little bit so you can see right there. Is good. And this way you can face it. Great. Good. So we'll do about 15 push-ups, okay? So I'm letting him just do what he does, right? And I'm gonna break something down real quick, right? Again, Fred's been working out for a while. He has his technique. He go a little bit faster, a little bit more dynamic, right? But for this purpose, right, let's break it on down. Let's have him do 5, but slow, right? So slow. So again, and concentrate on the breathing. So the way this works, right, as you're going down, you're stretching those muscles out. You're getting expanding the chest. Breathe in, and then as you're pushing out, squeeze the chest. So the reason I want him to do it slow is so he can think about contracting his major muscle, which is the chest right here. Automatically, it's going to be harder, right? So but we want harder because we want to get better. Good. So slow. Good. Perfect. And automatically, I can see him like trying to contract even other areas to help him out. And relax. Great. So again, this leads us again to the fact of where you want to take your fitness, right? So if your goal is to build up, to get bigger, right, then we need to do these exercises to help us move to the next level, which is a heavier weight, to do chest presses, incline, decline, whatever you like, right? If you're a beginner, right, then you want to establish an endurance part of it, right? You want to be able to do reps. You want to be able to do 15, 20 push-ups, 3 to 4 sets of that, all right? If you cannot move up to the next level if you haven't been proven to that, if you haven't proven to do those reps first, right? So he did that great. That's awesome. And now let's do it again, but let's talk about the different ways of doing the push-ups, right? So there's billion ways of mixing it up, but most people tend to come in close, right? Hands right under the shoulders, great. That'll activate a lot of your tricep too as well in the middle of your chest. As you start going wider and wider, it becomes a little more difficult in the sense of that you're working this way, right? You're working the outside of your chest, right? So let's have them go up here, right? Somebody that constantly does it like this might have a harder time like this, right? You want to get closer and closer and closer, even harder, right? But again, we're working with somebody and I'm focusing on what I'm seeing. So again, so let's work on the outside first. It's going to make him work a little bit on his back of the shoulders too as well to compensate, right? He's compensating a little bit because his shoulder injury. So we're going to work on going a little bit wider and slower. So only 5 reps. Just what? Yeah. So slow. Concentrate on activating the chest right before you go. And good. Perfect. Good. 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 Perfect. Relax. Excellent. You can see he's working harder on the core, not to let him sink one way or the other. That's perfect. All right. So let's move on to the working the shoulders, right? So let's say we work the chest, 3 sets of different ways of push-ups, right? Wide, closer, diamond push-ups, right? Let's go into the most basic shoulder raise possible. So we're going to give them a light weight, right? Again, the objective is not to work out, but to kind of functionally activate those muscles. So we're going to have him, his knees bent a little bit, and we're going to go together up to about shoulder width apart, all right? We're going to have him like just kind of like in an angle like so you guys can see, all right? And we're going to talk about if he compensates here and there on how to do it. That's fine. Good. He's happy because he's light. Or lighter for him now, right? Yes, should have given him the 50. Again, good form. Something most people tend to do is go higher, too high above their shoulders. Not necessary, right? That's from some other types of workouts. Not saying it's wrong, but for right now, if you want to activate and be conscious of your form, this is the way to do it, right? You see he has his knees bent a little bit. Core is activated, so it's not sinking forward. He's just raising his shoulders, his hands up to activate his shoulders and relax. We're working the front of the shoulders. Good way of starting out is with the position that he was doing, which is I call it like thumbs up, like so, right? It's close chain. It's easier for the shoulder. Again, I'm being conscious that he had a previous injury before, and we always got to be thinking about that, right? That should be safety first, right? So this time I'm gonna have him go this way, right? Palms down. So this is gonna work on a little bit more because the shoulder, the arms are open up a little bit more, and obviously it's hard, right? So let's go for it. And again, we're using light weight, and it doesn't mean that you can't get a good workout with lightweight, even as muscular as Fred is, you know? So we could change the goal, right? Either more reps to activate and stress the shoulder. That's what you want to do. Find ways to stress the muscle. Yeah, shoulder bend. Yeah, same way. And you're gonna see like this is gonna like automatically kind of like you saw him kind of like flex a little bit. That means it's a little more different. Mm-hmm. Good. Perfect. And again, he's only going up to like shoulder width height, and that's it. Perfect. Go 3 more. Good. Awesome. Great. Good. So we work the front of the shoulders. Close change. If you have a little issue with your shoulder, you usually want to mix it up. You used to doing this way. Hey, switch it up and do it this way, right? So now we're going to go lateral, right? We're going to go to the side this way. Common mistake most people do is kind of like they go straight out, right? This is hard, right? You're kind of like in a T position. Kind of a little bit closer and think about the corners. That gives your shoulders a little bit of room to move up, right? So you're thinking about going up and also activating the shoulder, the elbows a little bit, right? You want that little turn here so you activate the side of the shoulders, right? So let's try that. So yeah, face that way and think about going down. Good. Good. And again, we're breathing in and out as you go up. You're stressing the muscle. it becomes harder, right? That's when you need to breathe out. Good. Perfect. Good. And relax. I'm going to give it time to recover and talk about a little bit of something that I saw. Again, what is your goal? If your goal is to lift heavy and get bigger, then do you have any compensations that's going to become a problem, right? So you might need to sometimes change your goal, right? Maybe not right now. Maybe you're so tight in the one area than the other that, you know, if you lift heavier and heavier, you might get to bulk up a little bit more, but then your mobility won't be as great. And if you're playing a sport specifically, maybe that might hinder you from doing better at your sport, right? So when I have him do another one, and I'm gonna stand behind him and kind of point out something so you could we could talk about it. All right, go for it. There we go. Good job. Good. So if I place one hand here on this shoulder and this one, you can see that this hand is a little bit higher, right? And that just means we got to be careful. So it's good to mix it up, and it's even better to do it individually, one dumbbell on each hand. Sometimes we see it better, and we make that side work a little bit more individually than if you had a bar and you got to go here, and you'll be stressing it a little bit more. And relax, great. So we cover the front, right? Cover the side, right? Let's cover the back, right? This way. So reverse Flux. Okay. Common mistake people tend to do is that they want to keep looking forward, so they'll stress their neck out. Don't want to do that, right? You want to keep your chin close, looking straight down in the direction, and then lift up, right? When I go up, I want to go in the direction of my shoulder, not higher or too low, okay? So kind of right there, and that's it. It should feel comfortable, it shouldn't feel forced. Go for it. This way, yeah. So good, so he has a forward knee. Again, his head and spine are in a line. Doing great. Depending how heavy the weight is, it depends on how low you go, right? So this is not heavy for him. So if I want to work him a little bit more, I will tell him not to come in too much. So don't come in too much, kind of like go back shoulder width and keep the activation going automatically. You saw him kind of grip a little bit more. All right, so 3, 2, and relax. Good. So again, we're working the upper body in a more strategic way of how your body is supposed to be working. Right. So if you're working the bigger muscle, these muscles are smaller and they're helping out. So it's good to work the major muscles and then go right into the smaller muscles. Right. So we cover the front of the shoulders, side of the shoulders, the back of the shoulders, which is great. You saw him activating his core the entire time throughout all these exercises. So last thing to work on, since we worked out the chest, that it goes in combination with all those muscles, is the triceps. Few ways to do it, the triceps, right? We can have that forward knee. Let's use that because you already finished with this one, so let's go with that. So we're just gonna have him grip and come back all the way up with his elbows and just kick back. I'm gonna not mention some things because I wanna see if he does it, and then we can talk about it. All right, so let's go for it. So again, side knee, relax, and we go. Good. Good. So look down a little bit more, just okay. Good. So it was good. I gave him a clue, so he didn't do it, which was he kept going just halfway, then kicking back out. Most people tend to kind of swing and do an arm curl instead of keep activating the triceps and relax. Okay. Good. So again, key things to focus on. If you focus on your breathing and your technique, you automatically activate those muscles, but you also breathe a little bit better, right? So, and I should say, the breathing will help you with all those other things, right? So slow it down, breathe in, breathe out to activate things. So breathe in, breathe out. And that'll give you the proper count and pace to do the activity, right? So again, this is just a basic activation of muscles of the upper body. If we're not going into a circuit yet, where I'm having to do jumping jacks or the exercise is time, right? So this is just basic, straight up. I kind of want to activate muscles and get them stronger for whatever it is. If it's for running, for cycling, for this job, whatever it is. Okay, so let's do one more set, And let's focus a little bit more on the breathing, and then we'll go into some other exercises like for the back, right? Good. Good. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. So we're going to bring that blood flow, bring that oxygen to those muscles so we can keep working, keep getting better, and actually makes you feel good having that breathing going. Good. Breathe. 5. Let's work them a little bit today. 4, 3, 2, and excellent. All right. So we're working towards building to the next level of muscles in the upper body, right? So it's basic but very effective. Most people have forgotten to go back to the basics, right? They just want to do a HIIT workout and just jump around and go crazy and not activating the muscles the way they should. You're still doing the activity, but doesn't mean that you're getting the best out of best contraction out of the exercise, right? So if you slow it down a little bit, it's good to do these workouts, and it'll help you out in those other circuit workouts, right? So we did the chest, shoulders, triceps. Let's go into a major muscle, the back, right? So we'll start basic, right? With actually, I'm going to start with again with activating the lats a little bit. So we're going to get into that plank position and have him just kind of like do a roll down. No dumbbells, no nothing, just gonna activate. Again, I want him to focus on his activation of the back, right? So functionally, right? So we're gonna do it that way, straight this way. There we go. Yeah, but move back more. Move towards the window a little more. Right, yeah, right there. Perfect. Yeah, plank position. And all you're gonna do is try to you're gonna concentrate on bringing that elbow back like how you had it when you doing your triceps. So straight back. There we go. And down. Good. Again, we're going to focus again on breathing out on the way up. Good. So again, it's going to work the major muscle, the lats, have them activated before we actually get some resistance to build more muscle, to make them, to work them a little bit harder, right? Depending on the goal, obviously, right? So we're going to go 2 more and relax. Yeah, good. Again, all these exercises are supposed to be doing around 10 to 15 reps, depending on your goal. If your goal is to go heavier and heavier, obviously your reps will go down. If your job is to want to get more endurance for whatever sport you're doing, the reps will go higher. You can even do it time. Some people don't like to count, so they'll have a timer, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, depending on the circuit, right? The higher the seconds, the harder it is, right? So this time he already activated. I was happy with it. He wasn't moving his core like anything out of this world, right? So we're gonna grab the dumbbells. Let's keep it light. I was gonna give him a workout. So we're gonna lean forward. Again, this time, because again, using the dumbbells, which is great, is gonna help him with his mobility. If he's tight on one side, it's gonna help them, right? So let's go 1 and 1, how we were doing the plank position with the rope. So 1 and 1. So nice and activating again. Head down, looking down, breathing out all the way up. And you're gonna get those lats for you to get that V shape. But more important, for you to be more functional in life and not have back pains or anything like that. Great. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Perfect. Good, good, good. Awesome. I'm going to go for 4 more. And great. Perfect. See, he has his knees bent. He's breathing, activating. It doesn't take that much to work, but you have to think about it. All right. So we'll do 1 more set, and I'll give you another version. Again, you could use different type of resistance. He's using the dumbbells. But the next one, I'll have him do it with a resistance band. And you're going to see the difference. All right. So this way. So I'll hold it this way for him. So he's going to grab it like so. Good. And because, again, you're using a resistance that is like movable, it works much better. It creates a little bit of more functional resistance, and it's easier for his mobility. All right, you know what I'm saying? It's easier exercise, but it just works a little bit better with his tightness if he has any. right? So bend the knees a little bit, not standing up straight, this one. So now we'll change the plane to a little more taller, right? And then pull back. There we go. Good. And now you can go together. Go there. So now you want to really concentrate on squeezing those shoulder blades behind and pulling those elbows straight back. And breathe in and breathe out as you pull back. Good. Perfect. Good. So now I'm gonna have it like just hold right there. Most people tend to kind of like lean back a little bit, and I see as you're getting more fatigued, leaning back, you kind of want to lean a little bit forward. So lean a little bit forward, a little more, right there, and then keep going. There we go. So now you're activating the core and you're working your back more. Perfect. It's really good. And relax. So again, we moved on to the back. Second muscle to help you when you're doing back exercise is the bicep. So we'll work on that next, okay? So let's cover again. Functionality, right? It has to be functional to your body, right? Don't do an exercise that's like if you feel uncomfortable, if it feels like a little too tight, assess that. Is it because it's new to you or you're really feeling pain and you forgot that you had an injury there before or that you never took care of it, right? So those are the things to be conscious about, not just getting the workout fully on, right? So the next thing is you're gonna grab some dumbbells, whatever dumbbells he wants. There we go, he took the 5, no, he's kidding. So, whatever, yeah. So, again, different ways of working the bicep, right? Again, I like to start out with the closed chains, thumbs up, right? Just straight up, hammer style, this way. Works one area of the bicep a little bit more, but it's good to start off with, right? You're not gonna compensate too much doing it this way. So let's have them do a couple of reps that way. Great. So turn that way so I could tell you. Okay? So yeah, it's pretty good. You see his elbows are aligned with his shoulder and waist. That's pretty good. If you want to make him work a little bit harder, you move those arms a little bit more forward. So move the arms a little bit more forward. There we go. And go from there. Automatically, he's working a little bit of the shoulders too as well. Great. Breathe in, breathe out. Great. Breathe in, breathe out as you go up. And relax. So it's great. So the next one will turn palms out. And you can see it. I don't know if you can see it already when I'm doing it on the camera. When I'm here, you see my biceps this way, right? When I turn it here, I'm already stressed in the mat, right? I'm working a little more of part of this, my forearms. So it makes it a little bit harder. I'm working fully the biceps, okay? Go for it. Yeah, I know you can face forward this one. Yeah. And again, main thing you want to concentrate is just keeping those elbows by your side, totally by your side, or a little bit in front of you. Some people will take a heavier weight, will go back here, shorten their bicep, and think that they're doing better. No, so just stretch them out, go lighter until you get stronger and stronger, and you can handle that weight, okay? Another thing is, like, as you go up, to keep those palms straight, right? Some people tend to turn them out, turn the wrist this way or this way to kind of get a little extra inch. Doesn't work. You're creating something that potentially could injure you later on. Great. Relax. Take a little break. We'll do another round and talk about how we can combine this stuff together. All right? Great. Everybody doing well? Shake it out. Good. All right. So one more round of the curls, and we'll go into something a little more functional. Go for it. Breathe in, breathe out. And we're taking it lightly, and I don't know if you can notice that, even as we're taking it lightly, maybe doing less reps and even way less sets. Fred is still working a lot. He's sweating a little bit. He's getting a little tired, So you can imagine if you put your full force into it, if I give him the correct resistance for his athletic ability, he'll probably be more fatigued and get a better workout and stuff like that. Put him down. So again, let's recap real quick. Before you start any exercise, you have to think about if you have any injuries, present or past. You got to think about that. What happened to you 15 years ago can come back to bite you again if you didn't get it resolved back then. Again, second is the goal. What is your goal in your fitness? Is it to kind of look like Fred? Or what I mean by that is a joke, but it's you should pick your goal that's good for you, okay, not somebody else. You might want to aspire to be something like somebody else right there, but again, work towards that, okay, with a functional way of doing things and not just jumping into things, okay? Most programs will go in phases, 4 to 6 weeks as a beginner, and then move from there for another 4 to 6 weeks and keep building to that optimal level of your goal, and then reassess and either change the goal or make the goal even better, okay? So a quick way of combining all these things, right? We'll show you, which is like to do a little bit of everything, kind of like a little circuit workout. So we will do a little recap of all the exercises that he did, most of them, and show you like back to what it looks like to back. So we could work different combinations, right? We could work the chest right into the back. We could work the chest into the shoulder. Again, if we have proper form, we're good to go. All right, so I'll start them off with the push-ups, right? And then we'll get up and do the triceps, right? All right, so we'll do that. We'll do 15-second increments, right? So go. So push-ups, yeah, that way, and go for it. This is what kind of like a functional, more active workout will go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and triceps. There we go. In this time, yeah, go for it. I got him this way, kicking back for 15 seconds. Again, his heart rate is pumping up a little bit quicker. So this is like, great workout for like 20, 30 minutes to build your upper body. Great. Perfect. 4, 3, 2, come back up, right? Breathe in, breathe out. Then go into the major muscle, right? The rows, go for it, boom. And I'll have him go for that for 15 seconds. Then I'll have him do reverse flash after that. Good. Good. And reverse flash, good. I don't want him to fatigue too much. There we go, boom. You already did basically a workout. 3, 2, 1, and stand up and now go into the curls, go. Good. So again, this is no rest in between or hardly any. And you can see like he's already pumping, he's sweating a little bit more. But again, he has proper form, which is what we're looking for. So if his goal was to build more stamina and get stronger for whatever sport he's doing, this is a good workout to do, right? And relax. So, all right, so quick ones. We hit the triceps, we hit the chest, we hit the back. A little bit of the back of the shoulder for stability, right? Because of his little issue with his shoulder, right? So we could go all in many different areas, right? So anything you want to comment on? No. So I think we hit most of the parts. I think in this series too as well, we're gonna make some. We'll make a comment after we put it live. We'll put it on the YouTube channel. You can check it out on the Queens College YouTube channel and on my channel, WilPower Fitness, as well. And we'll put a little bit of kind of like a combination of the workout that we just did, so you can start out off. The next series will probably be the lower body, and we'll work on all the areas like the glutes, quads, hamstrings, calves, and work from there. The third the series will probably be core, and we'll work on all those little things. Again, we're breaking it down into parts, but that doesn't mean that the body works that way, right? So every time I'm curling here, I'm using my core and my legs, so everything works in a kinetic chain. And the last part of the series will be an actual full integration of all things, kind of like what you saw Fred do at the end, which will be a combination of the workouts to make it more of intense and so you could burn more calories and stuff like that. Normally what we call a HIIT workout, high intensity training, all right? So That'll get your heart rate up. But again, you can't get to that level if you're not doing the exercise proper. Okay, so let's try to think about that always. What's your goal? And if you have any issues with your body, to modify your exercises with it, so we can keep working out, staying healthy. All right. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming through to the little dungeon here. So please subscribe to the YouTube page, and we'll see you next time. All right. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.